Hi, and welcome to the Mystic Mondays YouTube channel. I'm Grace, and today we are doing a deck unboxing of the Stardust Wanderer Tarot Deck by Jen Sankey. And I also had Jen on my podcast, The Grace Podcast, where we talked about themes of the Justice Tarot card. Make sure to check out that podcast episode linked here. Now let's get into the deck unboxing of the Stardust Wanderer Tarot Deck. Welcome to another deck unboxing on the Mystic Mondays channel. We'll be looking at the deck box, guidebook, card art, as well as conducting a deck interview. And at the end of the video, we'll be doing a card pull for the collective to see what messages this deck wants to give you at this time. I am a deep believer that decks have different personalities, so we'll be using a deck interview spread from my Mystic Mondays Tarot journal. If you want to use this deck interview spread for yourself, the link is in the description box to view the blog article on mysticmondays.com. Let me know what you think about this deck by leaving a comment below. Like this video if you'd like to have this deck in your collection, and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more Mystic unboxings on your feed and in the inevitable future. Now let's get started. Hi Mystics, welcome to another deck unboxing of the Stardust Wanderer Tarot Deck and book. This is a self-published deck by Jen Sankey, who is the creator behind this deck and the writer, and this is illustrated by Carol Phillips. So let's get into it. This is a narrative deck or story deck, as they say, and it's all about space pirates, but we're following a main character named Mina. So let's dive in and open the box to see what is inside the Stardust Wanderer Tarot. So we've got Stardust Wanderer, which is the name of her handle. And then we have the guidebook as well. And looking through the guidebook, she wrote a special message inside, which is cute. May you have many magical adventures, Jen. I did have Jen on my podcast, which is coming out, featuring the Justice card. So we've got classic introduction, explaining, what the deck is about, welcoming us to the world of Stardust Wanderer Tarot. And inside we've got the illustrations along with the writing of the cards. So the artwork is in black and white inside the guidebook. And flipping through, yeah, it looks pretty concise. And also we have some spreads in the back. Just 3 spreads: past, present, future, Yar, what is ye truth spread, and where's my booty success spread. So alrighty, whoop. And now let's look through the card art. So I know the magician is somewhere. It must have flown out of my deck, so let me see if I can find it really quick. Okay. Just kidding, it was at the bottom of the deck. I opened this deck for the podcast interview and I knew this card had flown out, but I'm assuming this is Mina, which is, the star of this deck. But let's look through all the card art. And so you can see all the art in this deck. And I feel like all the illustrations are, gotta cover that one. So beautiful. I love the Temperance card. So I know Jen had mentioned in our interview that, ooh, gotta cover that one up too. I know she had mentioned that it was a real process in creating this deck with an artist. And I know for me, I'm both the author and artist behind my deck, so I think that's like interesting to note, like, because I think if you're the writer of the deck, you are usually the visionary behind it. So I just find that interesting because she wrote really detailed descriptions of what the cards should look like. Which when I was actually approached to create a deck with somebody as the artist, in a similar process, very, very detailed descriptions of the cards, and I like found myself, like, it was just so hard to draw in that way. I think because my decks tend to be really like minimalistic, simple shapes and everything. So kudos to, like, look at all of the detailed imagery on all these cards. And look at all the space pirates. There's like a total vibe within all the artwork. And I feel like I'm also noticing just like different races being like represented in this deck. We've got an Asian man here, a white male, a woman with red hair. I saw an Asian woman. I see a space pirate, a white woman, a black man. So very diverse space pirate universe here represented in this deck. And now I feel like the cards are pretty shuffled up. Another detail that I think is pretty nice, is the sides of the cards. So we've got the back of the cards, which has this like moon, you know, vector with this compass or steering wheel, I suppose, of a ship on the back with like clouds and all these little stars, which are super cute. And it looks like a time turner type of tool. Don't know if that was intentional, but I'm definitely seeing that. And then on the side of the cards, I love that gold glitter detail. I think it's super nice. So now we're gonna do a tarot deck interview. This is actually from the Mystic Mondays Tarot Journal, which is a journal that I created with Chronicle Books, and it is your guide to unlocking the transformative power of tarot. So inside this journal, you'll see, you know, different entries for logging in your tarot spreads, for logging in what you gather from different tarot cards. So, and we've got like tarot card meanings in here, along with like charts and things. Super fun journal. But we've also got the tarot deck interview spread, which is what I'll be using today to conduct this tarot deck interview, because I am a believer, because I do feel like different decks have different personalities, and I think using this tarot deck spread could be a good way to understand the deck and, you know, understand what this deck could be good for in terms of like how you would use it and what you would consult it for. So number one is, what is the energy of this deck? What is the energy of this deck? So, Page of Chalices. And how can this deck best support me? I've got Two of Swords. And what is this deck's strengths? What is this deck's strengths? The Tower. Oh, this is gonna be good. What is this deck's weakness? We've got the Moon. And in what realm will we best communicate? In what realm will we best communicate? We've got another Poseidon type image. And I'm just gonna cover her little booty up just in case. But we've got Judgment there. And then how will our relationship develop?
Four of Swords. Rest is how I'm going to take that. And then, what guidance can you offer me in this moment? What guidance can you offer me at this moment? Got 9 of Coins. Alright, so I'm going to refer to the guidebook just to see what's up. We've got Page of Chalices for what is the energy of this deck. So, element water, zodiac Cancer. The young lady sits by the pond and is delighted to find this happy-go-lucky fish in her chalice. She sits by this special body of water often and talks to the wildlife that stopped by on her planet. She is a commoner in this universe, and her family decided to settle on this planet to live instead of living the space pirate life. Now, as a part of this arrangement, most commoners lose any magical abilities they may possess. But as you can see, this young lady has no problem talking to the animals around her. With patience and persistence, anyone can develop their innate psychic abilities. Avast ye. We all have intuition, but not many of us take advantage of this powerful internal resource. Your intuition is calling for you to lean into the unseen and see what you find there. Sometimes we don't even have to do anything for these to come around, and this card may be letting you know this is what's going on and to start paying attention. You may be receiving messages from the divine, and the possibilities are endless if you release expectation and let it happen. Batten down the hatches. If you are new to listening to your inner knowing, you may be fearful it will show you things you don't want to see. This isn't a reason to ignore this part of you. It's important to note these inner knowings may show up to protect you. Don't fear this, and don't feel pressured to jump in fully right away. So I feel like this is telling me the energy of this deck is to listen and to slow down. And also these two cards are really confirming that. And then we have Two of Swords. How can this deck best support me? Two of Swords. Oh, I'm flipping through the guidebook off screen, so let me show you. Two of Swords. Element Air, Zodiac Libra. The weight of Blackbeard's decision is shown here, but it's not as bad as it seems. There's conflict between his heart and mind, but here he finds his inner peace with his new responsibilities and owns all past decisions in the matter. Avast ye. Sometimes when difficult situations present themselves, you can get caught in the noise of your own head, which causes you to do nothing at all. It's time to take that blindfold off and deal with the matter at hand. Batten down the hatches. Don't get into the mindset of, I must do it all myself. It won't help you or anyone else. It's time to reach out for some help and get past your stubbornness. You know, me personally, even though I do feel like this is for the collective, I do have a tendency to do things on my own, very stubborn in that way, and can be. And I do feel like I'm crossing a chapter of being able to receive help and being able to be supported, you know, because we all need support in our lives. And I feel like what this is saying is, even though there might be conflict, whether that's, you know, internal, external, etc., I think we all have to like take that into perspective and also seek out support when needed. And then for number 3, what is this deck's strength? I've got the Tower. So that's here. Element Fire, Zodiac Aries, planet Mars. When Poseidon decides, it is final. He knows it's time to rebuild and move past whatever is happening at this moment. The gods and goddesses see all there is in the universe, and Poseidon can sway the fates in any of their lives if need be. There have been times when Mina's stubborn nature gets in the way, and he needs to steer Mina back on the correct path in a dramatic way. This may have to be guiding a drastic change so lessons are learned and new opportunities arise for her. Avast ye. Comfort can be limiting, and when this card comes up, that comfort rug is going to be pulled out from under you. The universe has its reasons, and after the dust is settled, you will find out why. Sudden changes can be profound lessons in our lives, so as that tower moment happens, be mindful of what you need to learn from. Batten down the hatches. For many of us, change is not something we embrace when it comes knocking. We are supposed to resist change, however, and the longer you do, the longer this tower situation may last. You don't want to prolong any chaos in your life, but by feeling imprisoned by this situation, you are doing just that. Poseidon has the ability to create storms and earthquakes. He has complete control over any body of water. He could destroy and build in the same breath. So I feel like this speaks to those moments that feel really chaotic and can help bring change. So chaos can be the current of change, because if we were so comfortable doing whatever it is we're doing, then we would not want to create change, right? So I think in moments of chaos, actually, in needing consultation, I think this is what this deck could be good for. So we've got, what is this deck's weakness? And number 4, which is the moon. The next card. So element water. I'm not going to pull her up because she's showing a little booty there and not sure about YouTube rules. So element water, zodiac, Pisces, planet Neptune. Emotion rules the moon. Sometimes you can get lost in emotion and forget exactly what goal you are focused on. Selene is being cheeky, pun intended, by showing you that sometimes things aren't what they seem. And if you tease that narrative, you may get nipped in the butt. The moon moves through its phases, as does your emotions. Know that being mindful and paying attention to your intuition can help prevent you from getting a nip you didn't want. Mina doesn't always lean into her emotions, and this may be from her lifestyle. Now that she has reconnected with her mother Selene, she is learning how to navigate her emotions and the emotions that are bubbling up as she has gone through this process of becoming. Avast E. When this card shows up in a reading, you need to proceed with caution. Things aren't adding up and your intuition is speaking to that right now, so listen. You don't have all the information you needed, so be patient and take the time to figure out exactly what the whole situation is telling you. Batten down the hatches. This may be a warning card for you. You may be ignoring what's really going on or putting false hope into something. Take heed and don't make decisions based on irrational behavior. Don't be afraid to take things slow. Selene is goddess of the moon and Mina's mother in this deck. She is a whirlwind of emotion and sees the shadow of emotions. She is also revered for fertility and agriculture. So I feel like when chaos can happen, it's definitely a reactive thing to lean into your emotions and feel that out and, see what's going on there. But I do feel like this is like about checking yourself when you are feeling certain emotions or like reacting to things and just asking yourself, like, does this thing that happened deserve that reaction? And I feel like also this is like not the deck to use if you are feeling reactive or if you're like feeling like you need emotional support. I don't think this deck is it. It's more for like dealing with transitions of change, I feel like. Which makes sense because I feel like this deck is all about traveling the cosmos as space pirates. So yeah, very interesting. We've got judgment here for number 5. In what realm will we best communicate? And we've got element fire, zodiac Libra, planet Pluto. We can choose to be ordinary or extraordinary. Zeus can't make that decision for you, but he can enforce this decision you make. You could stay on your path and join the wailing dead below in the card, or you could choose to forge a new path. Blast through limiting beliefs and become a bigger and better version of you. What will you decide? Blackbeard had to have some face-to-face conversations with Zeus when Mina was first born. He wasn't at all thrilled to deal with Zeus, but knew it was necessary for Mina's well-being. Avast E. You have the chance to revamp yourself into the version you have always wanted to be. Now is the time for change. Take advantage of it. The energy of this card is in your favor, and the time is now. Rewrite your story and take it to the next level. Batten down the hatches. When you want to make a change, most times your ego gets loud and warns you of all that you can go wrong. It's up to you. Will you shrink back into those limiting thought patterns, or will you rise above? Perhaps this card showed up in reverse because you need to take time to tend to unhealed wounds before you can move forward. Zeus is the father of all gods and mankind, and is considered the most powerful of the Greek gods. He also escaped being swallowed by his father, Cronus. So, that is in what realm will we best communicate? You know, I feel like for judgment as well, it's all about like giving yourself checkpoints and reflection points, and I suppose it's also about like looking at different patterns in your life. So this could be a good deck to use when you're like, you know, noticing a certain pattern happening over and over again. You know, these tower moments that keep happening, but they seem very similar. I feel like this could be a really good deck to consult. And then Four of Swords. Is in how will our relationship develop? And we've got Air, Libra, Jupiter. Blackbeard dreams of what could have been, sees in his mind's eye the narrative that he had longed for. Sometimes we dream as a part of releasing something, and this is what is happening for him. He is laying rest to what he had hoped for his happily ever after was, and he now rewrites his story. Not just for him, but for young Mina as well. Avast ye, a new path has been set in motion, and it's time to rest your mind, body, to embrace what's next. Take some time to reflect and learn past lessons so you can move forward a bigger and better you. Batten down the hatches. The stories you tell yourself about what has happened in the past need to stay in the past. Don't get caught up in a past ideation. Once again, it's time to regroup and focus on the future. So, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I feel like, you know, this is about reactiveness. This is about like, are you taking a moment to pause in moments of chaos, or are you reacting to something? And I feel like this is about like learning to find peace even within the eye of the storm, you know, and that, you know, change is a constant, change always happens. And how we deal with certain situations, I think, is very telling about where we are at in our lives, our maturity levels, so on and so forth. And then we have 9 of Coins for number 7. What guidance can you offer me at this moment? 9 of Coins. Element Earth, Zodiac Virgo, Planet Mercury. Jack Colt has lived an abundant but at times perilous life. And now she has settled down to enjoy the material possessions she has acquired through the years as a successful space pirate. She has had to make many sacrifices throughout this time in love and relationships. She's now ready to enjoy life fully. Avast ye, being self-disciplined isn't always easy or fun. Right now, it's necessary for you to do this. The need to stay focused to complete whatever this is and start to relax a bit. Take a step back and enjoy your success as well. Don't let anyone bring you down. Batten down the hatches. You may be a bit scattered now, and that's okay. Try to refocus and stay with the task on hand. This may also indicate you are losing focus because it's time for a short break. See how that feels for you and act accordingly. So I kind of feel like what this is saying is that change is coming, change is here, change is a constant, and it's like all about how you deal with that change. Are you going to face that change, you know, face forward, or are you going to go back into your comfort levels, which, you know, you probably aren't that happy with anyway, because I'm seeing like change as a desire here. But I feel like with this outcome card, which is, you know, what guidance can you offer me at this moment, is you will be rewarded if you go through these current of changes. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull a card for the collective, which is how I usually like to end the deck unboxings. And so I'm gonna go ahead and just shuffle here. So what card is best for the collective to receive in this moment? What card is best for the collective to see in this moment? is this one? 6 of coins. All right, let's refer to the guidebook. We have element Earth, zodiac Taurus, planet Venus. And look, she's like pregnant here. We've got these 2 little figures at the bottom. We've got her holding the pentacles. Just like her name, the goddess Abantia is here to bestow gifts of food and abundance to the commoners in need. Each god and goddess rules a planet, and on hers, she likes to show her kindness with these things. She also does this because the people on her planet give her thanks and offerings to show their appreciation. Avasti, being charitable is important if you're doing it for the right reasons. Do contribute from your best self, but do not feel this makes you better than anyone. There may be times you're the one who needs that extra help. Remaining humble will lead you to the abundance you seek. Batten down the hatches. There are times when one hand helps the other and the partnership is giving but also equal. There may be a trade involving items or services. Sometimes you can be stubborn and not ask for help when you should. If you are giving or receiving, do not place limitations on it unless it's necessary for your well-being. Abantia is the goddess of abundance and prosperity. She was worshipped and given offerings of honey, milk, flowers, and grain. So, collective, I think this is an amazing card to end on. I feel like the goddess Abantia is here to grace us with blessings of abundance and wealth and more pentacles, and obviously she's holding harvest and she's glowing in gold. So take this message of Abantia with you, will you? Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this deck unboxing. I am so glad you're here. Remember to give a like, subscribe, and a comment. I want to know what you think about this deck. Until next time, Mystics, bye!
Like this video? Check out other deck unboxing videos, tarot lessons, as well as timeless tarot readings on the Mystic Mondays YouTube channel. Thanks for catching this video, and see you next time.